What's up guys, this is ZTYT here, and I'm going to be showing you how to get 100% height in Adobe Muse completely for free. So you might have seen some plugins online or on YouTube that are maybe $70 to $100. If you don't want to pay that, you can do this simple little trick to get it for free. It's just a simple snippet of code that you put into Muse, and it's not even hard at all. It's implemented into Muse just by hitting a couple buttons. And I can't believe those people are charging you a couple $100 for this simple feature. So now you go ahead and make a new project, or you can use your existing. I'm going to go ahead and go into advanced settings and make my margin 0. I always do that for all of my websites, but in this one particular, it will help a lot. It won't really mean too much, but it will help a little bit at least. I'm just gonna go ahead and hit OK. Go into our A master. And now we're gonna make our subject. So it's gonna be a rectangle. I guess that's the best way to represent full height. Now we'll make a fill and we'll make it like pink or purplish, whatever that is. And we're gonna go ahead and go into window and make sure the graphic styles is checked. Now go ahead and go into your right bar, graphic styles, and make sure that this box or whatever you're using to make full height is selected. And now hit this button right over here to create a new style. Click that style that just popped up, right click it, rename style, and rename it to whatever you want. In my case, I'll be using it for a hero element. So hero element. Remember that you can't have spaces in graphic styles. Hit enter. And now go all the way up to page properties, and go from layout to metadata. Now you're in your metadata. That's HTML for your header, or for heading, depending on what you call it. And what an HTML head is it has all your metadata for SEO stuff, but it also includes your stylings and your scripts, either a link to them, or it's going to be actually embedded into the HTML. So when I just started HTML and stuff like that, I just realized that, well, I'd rather just keep everything in one file. So I had only one file per website. That was kind of horrible because that one file was like a couple megabytes, which is very hard in an actual website scenario. But we're gonna have to do that for Adobe Muse because they don't let you edit CSS files in Adobe Muse. So let's just get started in adding stylings to your header. Go into the bottom right of your keyboard and hit that shift and the comma. And if you don't have that sign, which is the @ sign, then you're gonna want to somehow get it because most keyboards have it. So > sign, then style, then > sign with the shift period. Hit enter twice. Now do the exact same thing except do a slash before the style, and now end it again with the > sign. Arrow up one. Now you have to do dot whatever that name was, so that was hero element for me. And now you do a space after whatever your last character is. And now shift a bracket, which is basically the in for curly bracket. 2 enters. Shift end bracket, which is the end bracket and curly bracket. Up 1. Now 3 spaces, 1, 2, 3. And go ahead and type in height, space, 100, and definitely not %. So what would happen if you had %? So if your height was 1000 on your device, let's say, and your width is 100, your height for your thing is not going to be 1000, it's going to be 100 because your width is actually being taken from the %. So when you say 100% height, it's actually taking 100% width and turning that into your height. So if you did like 100 pixels. Well, yeah, that would be your height, but the problem with that is that that's a fixed width. That's a fixed height. That's not what you want. So, what comes to the rescue? VH, viewport height. Viewport is like the thing in your browser, not including the bar and the Windows stuff on the below or the dock or whatever you call it on your device. Now, before you hit semicolon to end that, Muse is going to completely ignore that command, and you're going to have to make it so it doesn't ignore it. Hit space after the H. Shift 1 for exclamation point. Important, because you want it to be very important. It's very important that your hero element, or whatever you're using, is 100% height and or 100 viewport height. If you wanted it to be 75% height, just go ahead and switch this to 75. It's basically like a percentage, except it's viewport height, so it's not actually a percentage, not taking from the width. So go ahead, 100 VH, important, well, exclamation important, and now you go ahead and hit a semicolon. Now make an enter sign. Hit spaces 1, 2, 3. Do exactly the same thing, so you can just copy and paste this. Copy, Control C, paste, Control V. But now what you want to do here is before height, so just, and I have to get to that, type in min dash height, just to make sure that they're not going to completely ignore your important sign too. So now there's two commands meaning the exact same thing, except one's min, so it's actually different. They'll recognize it differently, but it's another thing saying, like, if you ignore this, you can't ignore me. That's basically what it's saying. If it ignores the second one, there's something wrong with your software, because Muse doesn't look over something twice. So now, if you're happy with all of that, I'll have that all in the description below. You can just hit OK. You'll realize that this doesn't change in your Muse browser, but what does change is something in your browser in general. So I'm just gonna use this as a hero element, but I'm gonna make it, first of all, a nav bar. Hooray. And I'm also gonna add some stuff on the bottom. So like, let's say lorem ipsum text, whatever. I would rather not type all of that or copy and paste all of that in. So now you can see that this isn't the entire height, but when you look in the browser, it will be the entire height. Just to make this a little bit better, bring down the margin, bring up the top margin, and now you can just go and hit File, Preview Page in Browser, so you can actually take a look at it and what it looks like in a browser. And also, if you're getting this error, then go ahead and get out of the Edge browser, open your Maxton or Chrome browser, Control L or get into that bar, Control V, paste what you had previously in the Edge browser, and it'll show you. But I sometimes ask why it's not showing me. So apparently my Muse is acting up again, so just hit File and export it, and then you can just look at it again. So, for example, whatever. So my Muse is just acting up. None of my sites are working right now. I don't know why. I'm sure it's working for you. But before you do anything, go ahead and make this longer. Just make it hit the top, because it starts vertical height sometimes all the way at the bottom. But anyways, if your Muse is acting up just like mine, I'd recommend rolling back to the 2015 version of Adobe Muse, 2015.5 I guess. And I hope that will fix your problems. If it doesn't, and I'll tell you in the comments below, then I mean, yeah, I guess your Muse is broken. Well, luckily I don't use Muse that much, but I do know this trick from a long time ago when I used Muse. Back then it was all the way on 2015. So anyways, I'm sure that this helped you. If it didn't, leave a comment down below telling me why before you dislike. And remember, if there's anything wrong, then I'm sure it's on the graphic styles bit, because you might have named it incorrectly. You might have done something like this incorrectly. If this doesn't work in the future, I'll definitely say on the video titles that this is outdated and it's an outdated method. But if there's something wrong, most likely you can do something. And also, it might be an outdated method, but it'll still work, because this is just one of the normal features of HTML. So despite the problems that I'm having with my personal system that shouldn't be affecting you, then yeah, definitely it will work for you. So that's about all I have to say. This is gonna be ZTYT, but before I sign out, I want to tell you about a new site that I'm working on right now. This is not gonna be worked on in Muse because, well, 2017 Muse is just not working. It's called visionx.com. So it's the future home of something, because, you know, I didn't set it up yet, didn't do it yet. I just got the domain, and I'm going to use my Sublime text editor. And by the way, Sublime text is a lot better than Notepad++. I'm serious though, you should actually get Sublime text. They're not sponsoring me, but it's Sublime text. It's a lot better. I'm sorry for like the slow ending of this video. So let's just remember to subscribe and end it here. So yeah, this is ZTYT and I'm signing out. Sorry for no intro with the webcam or intro with the camera, because this video was rushed and I don't have the production time for that, because ZTYT is doing CSGO right now. If you don't know who ZTYT is, you definitely should know. Look in my collaboration, but just _YT. And subscribe to ZTYT, and I'm signing out because what else can I do? I can't make this a million-year video. So this is ZTYT and I'm signing out. Sorry for that very slow ending of the outro.